Welcome to AutoCAD 2D modeling. Today we have a 2D model in which we are going to use array command because of the repeated patterns as you can see on your screen. So let's begin with the model. So my workbench is already set to drafting in on annotation. Let's fix the units. All right. Now in this model, you can see the repeated patterns are repeated 5 times. Means once you apply the array command, you will give the command to 5. So, but before starting, it is very necessary, or questions may arise that how much reference part of the model you personally supposed to model, and after how much of the developed design you have to apply the array command. So in that case, I always suggest that begin with the model in such a way that you cover manually drawing or modeling only the first quadrant. Whatever covers from your model in your present in the first quadrant, just go for it and then apply the array command for rest of the 3 quadrants. That would be more and more convenient for you if you go in that way. All right. So if you can see that this much is your first quadrant. So if you focus on that part only, and rest will be covered through array command. So before beginning to the model, I always prefer to just go through all the measurements provided. That is there anything missing in the measurements that have been provided, or if any measurement may create a confusion. So just sort all of them in before start your modeling basically. All right. So as we only need to model the first quadrant part, I prefer to take my center point as reference point. So just take the center point of this model as your reference point. Afterwards, you will see that you supposed to draw the 2 circles uh, that are concentric to this reference point. One is having a diameter of 50, as you can see from here, this one. This is showing you the diameter. Another outer circle has the diameter of 64. Afterwards, you have to draw these outer smaller circles for which the measurements are provided in such a way that the 5 circles have measurements of diameter 19. The concentric to these inner circle, the outer circles are of radius 16. The arc which is connecting basically these outer circles i- is having the radius of 50. Other than that, a a reference circle, not this is not the part of the model. This outer circle will give you a point to that will provide you a center point for these circles. So this circle is having a measurement of diameter 126. The last but not the least, this gear pattern having the gears with measurement of uh, 12.30. So these were all the measurements that are very simple and easy to understand. So let's begin with the model. Okay, so first circle with the diameter of 50, go for it. Circle command with center and diameter on reference point, and the diameter is 50. There you go. Now zoom out to bring it in your range and also drag it to the center. A little more. Yeah, that's perfect. So next circle have the diameter of 64, that is concentric to the previous one, that is 64. You can drag your cursor to bring the, yeah, there you go. You have center point. So just click and then 64 and enter. All right. Next step is to make the patterns. If you notice that there are so many patterns in such a way that the distance between this gear pattern is 12.30. This is one thing. Another thing is that these gears are the you can say the sharp edges, the pointed edges are in even numbers. Starting with this pattern as one, you have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, and eight. There are altogether eight. Among those eight, four of them are on quadrant line. Rest of the four are in between those patterns. It means the center line for this middle pattern will be on 45-degree for sure. Other than this, you also need to notice one thing, that this is a straight line. This is, these are the straight lines, right? So all you need is to finish with these patterns first. So what I'm gonna do here is first to make the quadrant lines in very simple way, like just go for line command, take on the center point. Okay, if it doesn't appear, it is here. You can go for manually typing as well. Anyways, I need a length of line. Uh, any length could be enough. So you all need to focus is on the angle. That's it. Another quadrant line from this end point or center point on 90-degree, like this. Now you need to offset this line, right? But before doing that, so I'll make one more line from this end point, which is of 45-degree angle. These are all my reference line. So first of all, I'll change the color of these lines immediately. So I would remind that I have to delete these lines in the end. right? Next is to make these parallel lines parallel to this quadrant line, right? And for that, if you see, the distance between the two lines is what? 12.30. So divided with 2 will gives you 6.15. So use offset command and offset this line with 6.15. There you have an offset command. Just go for it. Offset distance is 6.15. Now offset your line on towards right, as we only want to complete the first quadrant. So I'm not going for another line, at least right now. So both way to this line and again upward this line. Now immediately delete your previous ones. This one and this one. Okay, once again, center one and this quadrant line. If we don't need this anymore, okay, probably I need it in the longer run. So I'm just leaving them right now. But for your sake, it is better to convert them back to their original white colors. Next is to zoom in. Okay. And like this. Delete this one. And I need to trim off this part, this part, this part, like this. Yes. And of course, like this. These lines, of course, and this. Okay. And one more. Perfect. Next step is to draw this outer circle that is having the measurement of diameter 126, concentric to previous circles. So circle with diameter 126. Here is your endpoint, and the diameter is 126. Now this is a kind of a reference circle, so I'm just making it yellow, right? Next is to draw one circle that is having the diameter of 19. So just go for it. Circle with diameter at this very intersection point. Make 19 like this. And concentric to this circle, you have circle with radius 16. So radius 16, concentric to this very circle, 1, 6. Perfect. Next is all right. Next thing is that you can do one thing. Just trim off this part and let's see if this approach is going to work. I'm just gonna try one thing. What's that? Just apply an array command on this inner part and the circles here, like this. Polar array, select the objects and these ones. Enter center point. This is, and yes. Now, before exiting, you need to define how many numbers of items you actually need. Apparently, this is showing by default 6 items. Here you can see items are 6, but we need 5 of them. Just type in 5 and enter. And okay, so we are going, we can do one more thing. Just undo and use polar command separately. So first on this part, enter center point is the endpoint and define items as 5 like this. And now apply the whole same thing. Just count these items. As I told you, these are altogether 8 in numbers. So we can try them out. Um, I guess this way. Just delete them and try it. Use polar array and select this region. Enter center point and define them as 8. Enter. Yes. There you go. Other than this, we need with an arc, this arc, and the measurement for this arc is radius 50. So you can easily go for 10 radius command. and 10, 10, and the radius is what? 50. Enter. And it's time to trim off few things like this. And okay, first zoom out and polar array for this one as well. Center point and 5. Done. So by this way, you can use polar command and you have your model. Now it's time to show the dimensions. Want to specify the radius here. Now increase the dimension. Style. Let's try 4. Okay, in text is also 4. It is going to be too high. Let's try 2. Two is still not visible. So never mind. We can use 5 and 5 here. Yeah, this one is better. Next, for the diameters, here 50, and for the outer circle, 64. And the linear distance from this point till this end point is 12.3. You can change the dimension line so it won't mix up with the model color. Change the dimension line color with any color, and extension line color as well, and text color if it doesn't need. It's up to you. Okay, I think Do it again. Okay. Yes, this is better. So now your model part and the dimension line has been separated. Now this radius and this is diameter and radius. So for diameter, inner circle, and radius for this outer circle, and radius for this circle. That's it. So this is how you can use polar array command, and you can easily model the parts which can uh, which are in the repeated fashion, right? So see you in the next lecture. Thank you.